Hey Scorpios. So I have been sitting with your cards, your reading all day. My plan was to do your reading at 8:30 a.m. this morning, and it's now 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I couldn't figure it out. I was asking to receive, and it suddenly clicked for me. Of course, Scorpios, you would want something to be closer in the evening when dark falls. I felt a very calming energy, definitely a little intense as I was sitting and meditating. It's not an energy as I'm familiar with until I thought about the Scorpios in my life, and I thought, I've always admired that kind of mysterious but calm and able to sit back kind of energy. It's not one that I possess easily. In fact, I feel like I'm speaking much slower than I normally do. I think y'all have that effect. That's nuts. I had a bunch of random things come in for y'all. There's one card, two cards in specific that I'm anticipating you getting lots of things in sets of 2 today. It's 2 birds. There were 2 very oddly colored, like a dull magenta that popped up right as I was channeling y'all. Just super random sounding, I know. Yeah, we'll see if the others come out in this reading. So this is a general reading. I'm going to be honest with any messages that come through. If you like what you hear, feel free to push on that like button. No press. And of course, leave me a comment if you want. Just try to keep it civil. If you think I suck, then just say it nicely. Man, this energy is nuts. Is this how y'all feel all the time? God, I love it. It's like this. All right, that's enough. Okay, let's get to it. There's the card. Cancers. I just did Cancer. My bad, y'all. Scorpios. You've been working hard. I get the sense you either got out of or you are in the midst of something that feels pretty heavy and life-changing for you. I think it was a relationship, and I think you might be burying yourself in work, not in a bad way. I see you've done well for yourself. Hard work is not intimidating for you. And you've been thinking a lot about starting completely fresh, doing something completely different, something new. And I think you're going to do that. So, right now, your current situation. You've got the Tower. I feel like Scorpios could handle the Tower better than most. You guys are all about that profound change, not as scared of the dark parts, the shadow sides of humanity. That's something, again, I've always greatly admired, and I'm just now getting accustomed to doing that. And in your recent past, you have the Queen of Wands, and immediately that spoke to me as a person. Strong feminine energy doesn't have to be a woman. It can be a man that possessed qualities that were charismatic, articulate, who has the creative ambition and drive and willpower to make things happen. Very well liked, very sociable, very charming. But the dark side of that queen is you've got that manipulation, especially in the emotional manipulation kind of side, which can be very shocking because it's a very dark side to what appears on the surface. So whether or not you are in a breakup or in the midst of moving on from a relationship, I think that it's been pretty life-changing. It's been pretty impactful to the point to where even if it doesn't necessarily feel as impactful on the outside, I think there's some underlying subconscious feelings, things, old wounds that it's triggered from past relationships. Maybe things that you're not quite ready to acknowledge or deal with yet. Maybe trying to trick yourself that it wasn't as bad, but regardless, the outcome is you're wanting a fresh start. Might even so literally as to move away, to start a completely different chapter, a completely new life, just start fresh. Leave that past behind. And that this person could have been the catalyst, but not necessarily the only reason you're wanting to start afresh. Those kinds of decisions, especially, I see a lot of energy, like it seems like you put a lot of thought into things, and knowing the Scorpios that I know, you all think things through very, very carefully, strategically before putting things into action. Another great quality that I'm working on. This is the card. So your goal. This is what I was seeing all day. 2 wands. 2 of wands. A new start, a new beginning. This guy in this dope red cape has the world in his hands. You haven't taken any concrete steps yet. Or that's the obstacle. This is in your minds, and this is the block, the next step. I don't think you've taken any concrete steps yet. You might be in the process of conjuring what it is that you want, what you're looking for. Thoughts could be, if you're in this energy, you might not be thinking as clearly as you want, and that's okay. Be patient with yourself. You're good at that. But you can see the vision of what you want, this new life, new venture, new journey, maybe switching a career. Could be switching a relationship. But I think you're thinking very seriously. The ideas are kind of all swirling together right now. That's an important part of the process, so remember that. The brainstorming aspect is a very important part. This guy is peaceful, looking out in his red hat and the cape. That's nuts. I knew I was going to see either 2 of wands or 2 of swords for y'all, but I thought it was wands first, and they have very different indications, very different meanings. So I think that that's very much on your mind right now. Subconsciously, not surprising, the moon, always very much, it's Pisces, but I always associate it with Cancer, and then, kind of inadvertently think of all water signs. So you're in that club. the moon often signifies secrets, very much the unconscious, subconscious energy. Could be illusion. I don't get the sense that it's illusion for you, but I do get the sense, and knowing how private you all can be, very protective and selective of those who get to enter that cavern that's in your heart. There could be some things, I don't know if you're hiding from other people necessarily, but that you are coming to grips with in yourself. The Tower is just, this means external forces, but oftentimes a remnant of the destruction is having to take a really, really hard look at yourself. Who do you want to be? What are your values? What past wounds are still creating outcomes in your external reality that you're still suffering from? You're naturally very good at this. Use your strength to your advantage. And you might already be working on this. This could also mean your subconscious, you're actively working through some of these past hurts. Yeah. This may not have been a surprise entirely, whatever it was that happened. And it could have been a job, it could have been something, but yeah, there was an influential figure that I think was deeply involved in, oh my God, I'm wearing my lightning earrings. I'm sorry, I just saw that. That just reminds me of the Tower. It's crazy. I think there was an influential person in this energy that contributed or is contributing to some of the hardship that you could be facing right now. But hey, listen, the good news in the near future. So you go from 2 to 3 to 6 is victory. Now that still means you have work to do, but that is a time, the 6 of Wands is a time to sit back and be proud of what it is that you've accomplished. And that doesn't have to be in the most traditional sense of the word. This could be figuring out your next step. You have all these ideas swimming, but landing on something concrete. Hell yeah, celebrate that. Yeah, right now, the universe is telling you, be grateful for what you have. Like I said, I think you've done very well. I think in a material sense, I think you've done well for yourself. I don't think you're struggling. You could be switching gears, but I don't think you're starving. This also indicates, though, that there's just this something missing. You've got all 9 of these cups, but you're not at the 10. There's there could be this emotional complacency. That's what I mean with this moon. It's asking you to dig into the subconscious, dig into that unconscious realm. 95% of our minds, according to my boy Freud. It's really important to do that. I mean, I'm still learning, don't get me wrong. Yeah, be grateful. Don't be complacent, or you'll just repeat the patterns. Yeah, your environment is very stable. You're working hard. I think you don't have a problem with putting your head down and working. It could be a little dull. Could be kind of bored. You could be kind of bored. But I do think you take some pride, or you should take some pride in what it is you're doing. You've got not only the physical strength, this guy's, hanging out on a tree stump in the woods, but from a mental capacity, you've got this mental strength. Great quality. And your fear, interesting. I think you have a fear. This is the reality. And this is the hope and fear. So if you're considering making a change, you could fear losing some stability, losing actual money, having to reorganize your finances, feeling kind of complacent. Every time I see this card, he looks kind of wishful, hopeful. He's not working. He's kind of just gazing. Then maybe this new venture is not going to be, it's going to take effort and you might not be satisfied. Also notice he's wearing 2 different colored shoes. That always tickles me. But rushing in, waiting for the next big thing, losing a bit of patience, losing a little bit of finesse. You know, you enter into something new, you're not the expert anymore. You're in a completely new setting. That card's interesting for the hope and fear. Or maybe that is what you hope, that it could just be easy. Something that's easy, you don't have to put a lot of thought into. It's not going to be stressful. You can express yourself if you want to wear 2 different colored shoes. But I'm not, again, I don't know that that's exactly what you want easy. Maybe something more relaxing, where you have more time to focus on things that you actually like and work in a way that's conducive for you. We'll examine that in the extended. And finally, the outcome. Love this card. You got that Fool. Cancer got this too. A completely new start. A new beginning, rushing forward with confidence, with vigor, with a zest for life, with energy. Just plain energy and confidence, not overthinking, not sitting back and thinking yourself into a box of all the things that can go wrong. Just going forward with confidence, trusting yourself, trusting the universe, trusting in what the path that you decided to take. This guy's could walk off a cliff, but that's neither here nor there. He's cool. The dog will bark. Turn around. Yeah. All right, buddies. Well, if you're interested in the extended, I'm going to examine a little more about the things to come. Both future cards, obviously. What is the victor? Get more information on the decision that you're trying to make, what you're trying to work through, in the moon card, advice, and I'll probably get nosy and dig into your hopes and fears. And then, of course, 3 cards from the universe. All right, buds. Check you later.